Today we will recap the 2020 sci-fi movie Proximity, where an alien encounter changes a young computer geek's life forever. So let's get started. The story begins in the Wrangell Forest of Alaska in 1979. After completing their job, two lumberjacks, Carl and his co-worker, transmit signals to their base, but their connections get interrupted. The lumberjacks drive back. Suddenly, one of the trucks lifts up in the air. The flying truck then smashes onto the ground, cutting off communication with the base for both trucks. Carl in the other truck witnesses the whole scene and tries to save his co-worker in the crushed truck. Suddenly, he sees a UFO over him and tries to run to escape through the woods, when the UFO shines a light on him and lifts him toward it and abducts him. Jumping to the present day, we are introduced to Isaac, a dedicated computer engineer working for NASA in California. When Isaac arrives at work, his colleague Beck informs him that they keep receiving a signal from Canada, despite no grounded satellite being there. Isaac tries to figure it out, but fails to comprehend it. Later that evening, while Isaac is working alone in his office, he receives a signal of unknown origin, but he dismisses it as a mere glitch. The following day, Isaac meets with his psychotherapist, who advises him to record video diaries using his camera as a therapeutic method for self-healing and clearing his mind. Isaac begins recording video diaries, pretending to talk to an audience, discussing theories about different dimensions and his research on the subject. The next day, a fiery meteor blazes into Earth's atmosphere, captivating everyone's attention in the city. Media and news channels start reporting it while people take their cameras out to record such a rare sight. Isaac is hiking in the mountains, recording a video diary, when he witnesses the meteor falling. Isaac quickly turns his camera and starts recording the whole scene. Before he could rush in the direction of the meteor, several agencies and their helicopters arrived at the area to investigate. Isaac swiftly hides from the officers searching around. He then rushes into the woods to capture the spacecraft on video. His eyes catch a UFO, but as he proceeds to capture it, in a blink of an eye, it vanishes. Suddenly, an alien appears behind him. Isaac swiftly pans his camera towards it for recording, but surprisingly, the alien doesn't harm him and simply walks away. Nonetheless, Isaac gets scared and flees for his life until he disappears mysteriously while running. The media buzzes with news about the meteor, and everyone at NASA and other headquarters starts collecting samples. Isaac's colleagues notice that he hasn't been coming to the office, and Isaac is nowhere to be found. 3 days later, Isaac wakes up on an empty, dark cliff surrounded by water, feeling puzzled. He checks the camera and sees rough footage of himself running and being pulled up in the air. He realizes the aliens had abducted him. Isaac returns home and feels a weird pain in his arm. He then looks at the TV in front of him, which suddenly disappears. Isaac keeps looking at the place where the TV is, and to his surprise, the TV reappears. Isaac tries this on a few objects and discovers a strange power. When he looks directly at something, it disappears, and if he keeps focusing on it, it reappears. Later, Isaac decides to visit the hospital for his arm pain. He receives a diagnosis of dehydration and is advised to rest. The doctor also shows him the X-ray of his arm and is shocked to find a perfectly thin fracture on his bone, precisely cut all the way through without any sign of scar tissue on the skin. Isaac goes to the office where everyone starts questioning his sudden disappearance. Isaac finds out that he was missing for the whole week. Isaac then demonstrates his superpower to his co-worker Beck, using a cup as an example. Strangely, Beck doesn't see the cup disappear despite Isaac's ability, leaving him confused. In an attempt to explain, Isaac shows Beck the footage of the alien encounter he recorded during his hike. Isaac then uploads the footage online, and it quickly goes viral, sparking both interest and controversy. Many media channels start spamming Isaac for interviews. The next morning, KFLA, a TV channel, contacts Isaac for an interview. Isaac hopes that through this interview, he will be able to uncover the truth to the whole world. However, the interview doesn't go as he hoped, as the host starts cross-questioning and doubting his credibility, leaving him embarrassed and frustrated. Isaac quickly skims through the comments and notices mixed thoughts about it. Despite the media hype, most people consider the footage fake and label Isaac an attention seeker. To make things worse, a random person takes responsibility for helping Isaac fake the video. Determined to reveal the truth about aliens, Isaac searches for someone who shares his experience. He searches online and eventually connects with Sarah, who also had an alien encounter. They decide to meet at a local restaurant. While waiting for Sarah the next day, Isaac notices objects around him slowly floating in the air. When Sarah arrives, he questions her about the alien abduction and her experience with it, but she appears confused. Isaac shows her the camera footage and other evidence, hoping to prove the existence of aliens. Surprisingly, Sarah shares a similar abduction story that took place in Alaska in 1979, involving a person named Carl, who mysteriously disappeared after revealing his alien encounter story. Later, a man named Keith approaches Isaac and claims to be a reporter. He tells Isaac that he wishes to show the world the real version of the story. Keith gives him his card and requests for an interview. Isaac decides to talk about his experience, hoping his voice will be heard this time. But when he arrives at the reporter's place, Keith asks him to do a lie detecting test, which would be more convincing for the audience. Isaac successfully passes the test, but ends up being grouped by mysterious men in black from a secret organization. Isaac tries to escape by running, but he eventually gets shot and captured. Upon regaining consciousness, Isaac finds himself tied to a chair in a room guarded by androids. Meanwhile, Sarah is held captive in another room. Isaac notices that the man who captured them is actually Keith, whose real name is Agent William Graves. He believes Isaac has some crucial information that could benefit humanity. He subjects Isaac to tests, instructing him to focus on objects in the other room, testing his powers. They also keep inquiring about a person named Carl, who Isaac does not know. As the tests continue, Isaac remains fearful, but Graves appears to grow impatient and mentions the suspicion of someone in British Columbia. In a moment of opportunity, Isaac breaks free from the chair, overpowering the android guards. He rushes to Sarah's room and uses his unique ability to free her. Together, they escape the facility, with the androids following them. On their way out, Isaac employs his power once again, opening an emergency door to ensure their escape. As they run away, Isaac realizes they are currently in Costa Rica. Meanwhile, Agent Graves instructs the androids to search for the duo, suspecting that they are heading to British Columbia to find Carl. After escaping the jungle, Isaac and Sarah decide to embark on a quest to find Carl, as he is their only hope. However, searching for Carl's information in the middle of nowhere in Costa Rica seems impossible. Fortunately, a local girl suggests seeking help from a hacker named Zed. Deep in the jungle, they find Zed's cabin and discover that the agents who captured them are from the ISRP, an international space research program run by the United Nations agency. Zed agrees to assist them in locating Carl's information using his untraceable connection. As they gather at Zed's unique treehouse, Sarah shares her alien abduction experience with Isaac, finding comfort in each other's stories, despite being perceived as liars by the world. Zed searches for information about Carl but finds nothing about his whereabouts. Suddenly, Isaac recalls the mysterious signal he and Beck received from Canada and realizes that it might be related to Carl's location. They coordinate the signal with GPS data and manage to pinpoint Carl's remote whereabouts near British Columbia. Attempting to establish contact, Isaac and the others try a video chat with Carl, but he hangs up. They call him again, and this time Isaac immediately gets to the point and manages to grab Carl's attention by sharing his abduction story. Isaac tells him about the mysterious signal he received from Canada, while Carl asks him to share it with him. They all decrypt the signal and discover that the aliens are heading toward Carl's location in 5 days. Isaac believes he must be there to handle the situation, despite Sarah's concerns about the danger. Eventually, he convinces Sarah that going is their only option. Zed decides to join them as well. Boarding a jet to British Columbia, the trio finds themselves followed by agents with tracking devices. The three then switch to a train, but Zed reveals that the androids are near, following them. Suddenly, the train's door is smashed open as the androids enter. Zed gives Sarah and Isaac some masks to wear that will avoid the androids from running a facial recognition. However, Zed's attempt to trick the androids fails, forcing them to continue fleeing. In a last-minute trick, they manage to outsmart the androids and finally reach Carl's cabin. As they reach the cabin, they see cameras facing them. Carl barges out holding a gun, suspecting the intruders. The three remind Carl that they are the same people who video called him. Carl deactivates the trackers left on Isaac and Sarah's arms by the agents and tells them that they are 2 days early, as the aliens will be arriving after 2 days. He allows them to stay in the cabin. Meanwhile, Graves notices that the trackers in Sarah and Isaac have been deactivated, as he is now unaware of their whereabouts. In the cabin, Carl shares that he has been working on devices to decode the aliens' audio signals into a language, attempting to communicate with them. The signal Isaac discovered is the most precise he has encountered. Carl recounts his own abduction experience while the agency closes in on their location. Zed is amazed by Carl's inventions designed to interact with the aliens. Later, Isaac and Sarah admit to each other that the abduction has changed something within them. Returning to the cabin, Carl urges them to be prepared and united, as there's no guarantee of safety for anyone. During the night, Sarah struggles to sleep, filled with worry about upcoming events. Isaac comforts her, expressing his gratitude for finally finding someone who understands him. The awaited day arrives, and they wait in the cabin, hoping for a sign. A nearby tremor leads Isaac outside, where he encounters an alien. Guiding the alien back to the cabin, he uses the decryption machine to communicate with it. The aliens reveal their vast knowledge of medicine, science, technology, and the physical world. However, they seek something beyond their comprehension: the origin of the universe, the greatest conceivable existence. They express curiosity about Jesus Christ, believing he holds the key to this origin. Meanwhile, Sarah wonders about the constant pain in her arm since the abduction. The alien uses an advanced bracelet around Sarah's arm, revealing a tracking device implanted by them. Meanwhile, the ISRP cops are closing in on the cabin. As the aliens remove Isaac's tracker, they explain that proving things in a world where seeing is believing is impossible. Instead, they emphasize the concept of believing is seeing. Agent Graves and the ISRP cops arrive, surrounding the cabin. Graves demands answers from Carl about the death of his father, Ronald Graves, who worked with Carl on the day of his abduction. Despite Carl's explanations, Graves orders the old man to be shot. Sarah rushes outside to check on Carl, but is also shot. Inside the cabin, Isaac continues to have his tracker removed. Both Isaac and Zed prepare to flee. Before stepping into another dimension, the aliens remind Isaac to focus on believing, unlocking his ability. As the cops start shooting, Isaac manages to transport Sarah, Carl, and Zed into another dimension just in time. Graves enters the cabin but finds it empty as the four of them have vanished. The aliens heal Sarah and Carl, bringing them back to life. After 6 months, Sarah and Isaac develop a romantic relationship and decide to lead a peaceful life together in Costa Rica. Isaac retains his unique ability. Carl and Isaac join forces, establishing a new agency. As for William Graves, he loses his job due to his reckless behavior during his mission. The end. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like our channel and subscribe.